When Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem, 3 magi came to visit, bearing gifts of myrrh, frankincense, and gold. They were said to come from the east, specifically Persia. These wise men were, therefore, the high priests of what we now call Zoroastrianism. In the past, the magi were revered for their profound learning and gift of prophecy. Rulers would consult them on everything from personal health matters to great affairs of state. In their own temples, situated on the highest mountaintops, the magi dedicated themselves to the pursuit of truth. To that end, they studied the sky, stars, and made sacrifices to the elements. Legend has it that the founder, Zoroaster, even taught Pythagoras in Babylon and inspired Chaldean teachings on astrology and magic. So, what is this mysterious religion known as Zoroastrianism? To understand it, we must go back to the Iranian plateau on 3000 BCE. Considering the close linguistic relationship between the languages spoken in Iran and northern India, it is likely that the two regions shared common ancestors who practiced a similar religion with the same gods. This ancient Persian religion initially shared many parallels with Hinduism, including the worship of fire, the veneration of the Iranian Mitra, known as Mitra in India, and the use of a sacred beverage for sacrifice, Hauma in Iran and Soma in India. As a polytheistic faith, Ahura Mazda is recognized as the supreme deity overseeing a pantheon of lesser gods. Among these deities were Atar, the god of fire, Mitra, the god of the rising sun and covenants, Varkshsata, the god of the full sun, and Anahita, the goddess associated with fertility, water, health, healing, and wisdom. Around 1500 to 1000 BCE, the prophet Zoroaster, also known as Zarathustra, claimed to have received a revelation from Ahura Mazda, affirming that Ahura Mazda was the supreme being, the creator of the universe, wholly good, and in need of no other gods beside him. Zoroaster's vision eventually evolved into the religion of Zoroastrianism, also known as Mazdayasna, one of the world's oldest practiced religions. It split from the ancient polytheistic Persian religion and advocated monotheism, making it one of the first religions to do so. For over a millennium, Zoroastrianism served as the state religion of ancient Iranian empires, but its prominence diminished from the 7th century CE due to the Arab-Muslim conquest of Persia, which resulted in the persecution of Zoroastrians. This persecution led to the division of Zoroastrians into two groups, the Parsi and Iranian Zoroastrians. The Parsi community, consisting of Zoroastrians who fled Iran during the 7th century CE due to religious persecution by Muslim rulers, primarily resides in India, particularly in the state of Gujarat and Mumbai. The Iranian Zoroastrians, also known as Ghabars or the Zartashti, are the Zoroastrians who reside in Iran, the historical birthplace of the religion. Iranian Zoroastrians have faced restrictions and limited religious freedom under the Islamic government. Currently, the estimated global population of Zoroastrians ranges from around 110,000 to 120,000, with the majority residing in India, Iran, and North America. The beliefs of Zoroastrianism can be found in their sacred text, the Avesta, which includes the Gathas directly attributable to Zoroaster. The pantheon of Zoroastrian gods includes Ahura Mazda as the supreme god. However, Ahura Mazda is also depicted as working through emanations known as the 6 Aim Shah Spentas, who are holy immortals representing ideal personality traits such as wisdom, truth, righteousness, and other positive attributes. These Aim Shah Spentas are assisted by numerous divinities called Yazadas, meaning worthy of worship. Collectively, Ahura Mazda, the Aim Shah Spentas, and the Yazadas are known as the Ahuras. The purpose of life in Zoroastrianism is to choose between following Ahura Mazda and the path of truth and order, Asha, or succumbing to his eternal adversary, Ngramenu, Ahriman, and the path of lies and chaos, Druj. Zoroastrians believe that humans possess inherent goodness and free will, which allows them to make choices that determine their life's course and their fate after death. They are encouraged to embrace the threefold path of Asha, which involves cultivating good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. This path includes practicing charity to spread happiness, recognizing the spiritual equality and duty of both genders, and pursuing goodness for its own sake without expecting rewards. Similarly, the Iranian gods are also given the same choice, and based on their choices, they are reclassified into Ahuras and Devas. The Devas are considered unworthy of worship because they have chosen to be on the side of Ahriman. Since making their choice, they have also sought to corrupt the choices of every individual. Fortunately, humans are offered guidance through the Fravashi, which is a personal or higher spirit that has existed since the creation of the universe by Ahura Mazda. Before birth, an individual's soul, known as the Irvan, is united with its Fravashi. Throughout their life, the Fravashi serves as a source of inspiration for performing good deeds and acts as a spiritual protector. In addition to relying on their own Fravashi, individuals can also invoke the Fravashis of their ancestors. After death, the Irvan is reunited with its Fravashi, and the experiences of life are collected for the ongoing battle of good versus evil in the spiritual realm. Zoroastrianism also establishes a structured system to support individuals in their pursuit of Asha. The Magians mentioned earlier formed the hereditary priesthood. The Herbad or Urvad refer to lower-ranking priests who assist in important ceremonies, while the position of Mogd holds a higher rank. Overseeing and managing one or more significant temples is the Daster, a type of bishop. Within the priesthood, there is a specific role assigned to the Urpat, who is responsible for the care of the sacred fire. Zoroastrian temples, known as fire temples, house this continuously burning sacred fire tended to by the priests. Fire holds a sacred symbol in Zoroastrianism, representing the presence of Ahura Mazda and bringing wisdom and spiritual insights. Water also holds significant importance as fire is believed to have originated from water. Both water and fire are frequently used in purification rituals. Among the various rituals, one of the most important is the initiation ceremony, which takes place when an individual reaches the age of 7, in India, or 10, in Persia/Iran. This purification ritual spans several days and consists of 3 levels of purification, each increasing in significance. The first level is a ritual ablution. The second level is a bathing ceremony. The third level involves the candidate touching a dog's left ear as a way to ward off evil spirits. Additionally, there is a process of penance that involves expressing a firm resolution to refrain from further sins and confessing one's transgressions to a priest. The central ceremony primarily revolves around the offering of hauma, sacred liquor, and other offerings. It is performed in front of the sacred fire while reciting significant portions of the Avesta. The proper handling of death is also of great importance in Zoroastrianism to avoid polluting the sacred creation. After a person's passing, a dog, preferably one with spots above each eye, is brought before the deceased. This ritual is repeated 5 times a day. Following the first ritual, a fire is brought into the room and kept burning until 3 days after the body is transferred to the Tower of Silence. It is necessary to transfer the body during daylight hours. The Tower of Silence is where naked bodies are exposed, with specific areas designated for men, women, and children, allowing vultures to strip the flesh from the bones within a few hours. Subsequently, the sun naturally dries the bones, which are later swept into a central well. Over time, traditional practices of ritual exposure have diminished, and today Zoroastrians have the option to choose cremation or burial in graves lined with lime mortar. From the perspective of the deceased, upon death, individuals must cross the Chinvat Bridge, where they face judgment before Mitra and his 2 companions, Sraosha and Rashnu. This judgment is believed to take place on the 4th day after their passing. Those who have lived virtuous lives in accordance with the teachings of Ahura Mazda, or those who have confessed their transgressions while alive, are rewarded with continued existence in the paradise known as the House of Song. In contrast, those who have succumbed to the influence of Ahriman are condemned to the torment of the House of Lies, where they endure perpetual suffering and isolation despite being surrounded by other suffering souls. This hell consists of 4 levels. For souls whose good actions precisely balance their evil deeds, there exists an intermediate place. It's important to note that Zoroastrianism does not believe in reincarnation. There is a way to potentially influence the judgment in favor of the deceased, and that is through the transference of merits. This practice justifies prayers and ceremonies offered for the departed. Zoroastrianism also foretold the arrival of a future Messiah, known as the Saoshyant or one who brings benefit, who would bring redemption to humanity in an event called the Frashokharidi, signaling the end of time. In this ultimate showdown, Ahura Mazda will emerge triumphant, and all of creation, including the souls that were initially banished or descended into darkness, will be reunited with Ahura Mazda. This reunion will lead to the resurrection of all beings, granting them immortality. The distinct features of Zoroastrianism, such as its monotheism, belief in free will, post-death judgment, and concepts of heaven, hell, angels, and demons, may now seem familiar to us. However, when these ideas were first proposed, they differed significantly from prevailing beliefs. The reason we find them familiar today is because Zoroastrianism has exerted a profound influence on other religious and philosophical systems, including the Abrahamic religions, Gnosticism, Northern Buddhism, and Greek philosophy. In the future, I plan to create a video exploring the sacred sites of Zoroastrianism. If that topic interests you, please like and subscribe for updates.